So we are moving on to creative coding, and I want to give you guys just like a short interface tour and some quick explanations on how to use code. And now we're not going to be writing any code. We're going to be mostly adjusting variables and editing our images. So this is the p5.js editor. This is a JavaScript editor specifically for creative coding. And here is where I put all my text for my code. And you'll notice that some things are colored and some things are kind of like grayed out. Anything grayed out is going to be considered like commented out, and it's just maybe notes that you're going to leave yourself, or like other coders will leave, to kind of explain the function or properties of the code. And you can comment out things. So if I'm writing image, or just like anything, right? Now this might see it's in blue, it's considered part of the code. Now we could comment it out with 2 forward slashes, or we could comment out with a forward slash asterisk ending with asterisk forward slash. So anything between then and here will be commented out. And I do explain some of that in the text here. So yeah, so we're just going to do a really basic function, upload an image, and make sure it fits the window size and be able to save it. So let's get started. Here on the left-hand side is going to be all your sketch files. You can upload files here. I recommend creating a folder, just calling it images or assets. Something pretty simple. And then when you go to upload your file, it'll load in with its name as it's saved to your computer. Definitely recommend renaming it. Something very simple, image.jpg, flowers.jpg, it doesn't really matter, as long as it's not this whole long title, because then when you call it out in your code, you would have to type in that whole file name. So recommend renaming them, something simple, one word, as little letters as possible. So that way, now we can load in our image, and we'll reference that here with the folder name, which is images, and the file name, which is flowers. I can also use the new one, which I called image. Now, so we've loaded in the image. Now we want to set up our canvas, which is going to be this little preview here on the right side. Now you can make your canvas different sizes, but for the sake of this demo, we are setting up our canvas to fit the entirety of our screen, or whatever our screen allows this canvas size to be. And what we're doing is comparing aspect. In this code, we're just comparing the aspect ratio of the image that was uploaded to the screen size, and basically telling the code that make sure the preview of the image is never beyond the limits of your screen, so it always fits. So what that looks like is I have my image preview. Now if we shrink this down, it fits again. And that's just one way to do that. There's no right or wrong way to code, but this is just one way to get everything nice and clean, and make sure you're maximizing your preview space too. So now that that's in, we're going to create our canvas. Our canvas is going to be equal to the image width and height, and then calling out our image and placing it in X and Y coordinates. Seems more complicated than it is, maybe, but honestly, like I said, you don't need to know code, but just have an idea of like how to read things. Now, this function of setting up our canvas is now complete. We've told the code to, resize the image based on my window, and that to put the image in there, and we've completed this function. My last function is going to be a save, which so the function is called key typed. So it says whenever if this key is typed, then save it as my canvas. We can call this flowers p5, and essentially I'm just going to press S. Oh, I should run it again. S, and now we have a new image saved. So another just quick note here for P5 is there is a whole reference page if you guys do want to get kind of into what are some of the different functions and variables you can mess with. But this was just, like I said, an intro video, how to get started and how to upload an image, and then how to view it. So, cool.